good, guys? Kirk and Mark here, back with another episode, and happy for you guys to tune in once again. Today we're going to make some real progress on the M3 rebuild. We're here today at CIG Auto. It's actually a repair shop here in Orlando and actually owned by one of our relatives. So today hopefully we should make a lot of progress. We're going to go ahead and put the car on the lift, do some inspections.
Yeah, we're gonna do a full breakdown inspection on the car, and hopefully probably change a few of the damaged pieces while we're at it, but we'll show you guys exactly what we're gonna do today. So I think let's get started.
Yeah, let's go.
So we have the car on the lift today. I'm gonna take you guys through exactly what we're going to be doing. The first order of business, we will be removing most of the body panels. Front bumper will be the first thing. As you guys can see, it sustained some damage from the crash. So we need to remove this bumper so we can inspect underneath to see if there's any other hidden damage that we need to be aware of. And then from there, probably go ahead and remove both fenders. There is some damage on the upper edge of the fender, so I think once we remove these, we'll be able to see exactly what we're working with. And then going from there, I think we might actually remove the side skirts as well. You guys can see there is some damage underneath that will be needing of some body work, so we'll remove this. And finally, moving around to the back, we will be removing the rear bumper. This needs some body work as well. As you guys can see, the dent that we showed you in the reveal video actually popped itself back out, thankfully. But there still is... Yeah, there still is some damage right here that will need some body work, but minor stuff when it comes to the body panels. The real damage for this car is what's going on underneath, so we'll show you guys that in a little bit once we remove all these panels.
The wings taken off already on that one?
No, it's only connected on this side. So 10.
Alright, so we're here today with the man himself, Peter. He's going to be helping us out in getting this lovely car pulled down. As Mark mentioned, trying to get the bumper taken off.
Wheel well flashing.
Shouldn't be too hard because most of it was already hanging off. I think there's like 3 or 4 screws on the inside of this to take it off. It should be pretty loose. So what we have going on right now?
We're just gonna remove the headlights so we can get a better look at all the damage that's going on in the front.
You can see that right there. It's a cracking in the headlights.
Yeah, we'll have to replace this. After disconnected?
No.
From the back?
Yeah. I got it. Is it a slide up and then...
Slide this out. Our headlight is out. I guess let's keep going. So after removing this driver's side headlight, we did notice that the crash bar seems to be slightly angled, but it's tough to tell with everything else still in place. So I think the next plan of action is we're probably going to remove the passenger headlight, and then that will kind of give us access to take a look down here, because as you can see, when the damage occurred on the front bumper, all these plastic pieces came up. So we're hoping that this is what's causing it to be out of line, but we'll only really know once we take this off. So let's go ahead and remove that light and then take
What's
this
cool
off.
about this, you guys can see it's actually carbon fiber.
Yeah, fun fact for any of you guys that didn't know.
Yeah, I didn't know that. That's pretty cool.
this is where we're at now. We got the passenger headlights off, and the last thing we're gonna do is we're gonna remove the front carbon brace. As I mentioned before earlier in the video, it does seem to be off level, and we're hoping that just moved during the accident, because as you guys can see here, we already went ahead and removed some of the nuts that it's pretty much pressed up against the studs here. So once we remove the other side, we'll be able to get a better idea as to what needs to happen with this, or if we see any further damage, that means we have to replace this.
I'm hoping that we really don't, because this is a very expensive piece. I don't even have to look it up. I'm pretty sure it is
retail is $700 brand new, so because this is all carbon, as Kirk said. For the most part, it seems to be intact. The front end damage honestly wasn't that bad, so I don't expect it to be anything too major. Overall, to remove this is actually pretty easy. As I said, it's just two 13mm nuts on the top, and then 2 more nuts on the lower side. I can show you what they look like over here. So these are what the nuts look like up here, and underneath, I'm not sure if you guys can see it, but in there, those are the other 2 all the way back there. And then outside of that, the only thing left is a T30 Torx for the center, and then this thing should come right off. So let's go ahead and do that and see what else we find.
No, this is what I was saying about this.
Oh,
We gotta take that out. That's the rivet that's holding it.
you sure? So we're actually going to pause on the disassembly for the front bumper. We just realized that to remove this front brace, it's actually held in by some rivets, 2 on each side. So we're going to have to get those drilled out, but actually won't have time to do that for this video. So we're just going to pause on that for now. But I think we can actually go ahead and remove the rear bumper, and then that should wrap this video for today. And then we'll continue with the front end disassembly at a different time.
Alright, so we just got the side skirt taken off. Want to talk about that, Mark?
Yeah, so to remove the side skirts, it's just these pins. The best way to do it is to pop the front section out and then slide it forward. We realized that towards the end, because based on the design, as you guys can see, these are the pins. So if you pop out the front section and slide it towards the front, then it allows these to slide out. We didn't know that, and we ended up breaking a few, but for you guys that are trying to do this at home, that's the best way to do it.
Alright, so we're about to get started in taking off the rear bumper. This should be pretty simple. I know there's a couple clips on each side. Yeah, there's a couple 8mm screws underneath. We are going to get this refinished. There is this dent that we need to address, and then also a little bit of cracking on the top. So once we get this pulled off, we're going to be able to have Peter get it all prepped for paint, just to make sure that nothing's going on in the back as well. We're going to do another assessment.
So once you remove all the 8mm bolts from the bottom, the only things that are left are some Torx screws in here. They're going to be hidden by these caps that you'll have to remove. So once that comes out, you'll remove these 2 screws, 1 on each side. And then the only thing left, which I personally like to do, is remove both taillights, because it just makes it easier to get to the clips that are right here holding on the bumper. So there's clips on this side underneath the taillight, and then clips all along the side. So we'll need to lift up and pop those out. Just be careful when you're doing these, because you don't want to break them. I've seen a lot of people break these clips by just trying to force the bumper out, but take your time and it should come right out.